Brazilian protesters expressed outrage in Sao Paulo during a demonstration that was initially aimed at supporting the government's economic policies but quickly shifted focus following Trump's new tariff announcement. The crowd, which included members and supporters of the ruling Workers' Party, gathered with flags and signs backing Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. Protesters set on fire an effigy of Trump and a U.S. flag. Originally organized to support a proposed tax on high-income earners, the protests changed direction after the United States announced a 50% tariff on Brazilian products. The move sparked widespread condemnation from demonstrators who viewed it as an attack on Brazil's sovereignty. All right, we'll go across to DD India's Tanvi Taneja. She has more information on this. Good morning, Tanvi. With Trump and Lula tiff widening with each passing day, how will it affect America-Brazil ties, you think?
Well, Abhishek, America-Brazil ties are going to go only downhill from here, because what the threat we are seeing from Brazilian President Lula da Silva is a tit-for-tit 50% reciprocal tariff. Well, Brazilian president has been critical of US President Donald Trump right from the time of BRICS. At the close of the 17th BRICS summit in Rio de Janeiro just on Monday, Brazilian president called Donald Trump, an emperor, and said that we do not need an emperor to drive global trade in a way that he has. Now, he yesterday, Brazilian President Lula, in an interview to a local TV channel, said that if Trump charges us 50%, we will charge him 50%, and we will impose a matching 50% tariff on all US imports. So Lula also stated in that interview that Brazil intends to bring the matter before the World Trade Organization and push for international investigations into Trump's tariffs, while also seeking to demand explanations from the US government regarding its trade actions. Now, all these remarks are going to have a negative effect with the ties with the USA, because, in fact, if you recall, on Monday, there was a lot of talk of how Trump labeled the BRICS grouping of having anti-American policies, and therefore Trump wanted to impose 10% tariff on BRICS countries or any nation was aligned with BRICS. So this Lula-Trump tiff is only widening, and what is another aspect to this whole story is of Trump's alliance with former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro. Now, after this announcement of 50% tariffs on Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro's son already called it a success. But Brazilian president has, Lula da Silva has said that these are not linked to the witch hunt policy that Donald Trump claims. Of course, Lula has expressed willingness to continue the path of democracy and diplomacy, and he has said that we will continue to, engage with the U.S. administration to chart out a deal. But so the reciprocal tariffs announcement has been made, but there are still days left till the August 1st deadline, in which Brazil is going to wait if these tariffs take effect, and of course the reciprocity law will come into picture. But there are days for diplomacy to work here.
The tiff has been widening, Tanvi, but also as far as Canada is concerned, what rationale has been given by the Trump administration to increase the taxes from 25 to 35%?
So this, as far as Canada is concerned, this 35% tariff is an increase from the current 25% rate that Trump has assigned to Canada. And of course, it is a blow to Prime Minister Mark Carney, who has come on the poll promise to be able to negotiate a trade pact with Washington and delay the negative consequences of these trade tariffs. So an exclusion for goods covered by the United States, Mexico, Canada, USMCA agreement on trade was expected to stay in place, and 10% tariffs on energy and fertilizer were also not set to change, though Trump had not made any final decision on those issues. Now, Trump, in a letter issued by the White House on Thursday, complains what he referred to as the flow of fentanyl from Canada, as well as the country's strict tariff and non-tariff trade barriers that hurt the US dairy farmers and others. Now, he has off and on, Trump has said that the trade deficit was a threat to the US economy and national security. Now, Canada is one of the largest trading partners among the top three with America. So, Canada, in its response, say that they have tightened their borders, and the amount of fentanyl that originates from Canada to be illegally migrated to USA is only minuscule.
Right.
And Canada even says that it will try and build a good neighborly relation with USA. But for now, the tariff threat has gone on from 25 to
Yeah.
35%. And of course, Mark Carney will have to up his game. He has already employed fentanyl czar in his country. So he has to up his game to be able to
Yeah.
negotiate a trade deal with Washington.
All right, and we
Abhishek.
will leave it at that. Thank you for your inputs.